So good day to all. I'm Dr. Leong Kahon here. I'm the lecturer from the Department of Environmental Engineering. So today I'll be actually walk through with you or introduce to you what is environmental engineering is all about. Okay, let us first look into the department stuff. What I want to highlight to you is our program actually supported by a foreign expert, especially from Prof. Nakayama is actually from Japan, Dr. Go from China, then our own head of departments, Dr. Muhammad Bashir is actually from Palestine, then Dr. Zafar from Pakistan. So our program also supported by professional engineers, Aya Tong and Aya Yong. So and also Aya Majid, especially Aya Yong now is currently the Perak chairman of the Institute of Engineering Malaysia. So our program actually supported with this industry player. Okay, so now most important is what we need to know about environmental engineering. Okay, first of all, our departments or this course actually started in January 2010. Then it's a 4 years undergraduate program. Okay, why 4 years? Because we are a professional course here. Environmental engineering is a professional course. And most important, this course is accredited by the Board of Engineering Malaysia and the Malaysia Quality Agency. Okay, what's so important about this course being accredited by Board of Engineering Malaysia? Okay, you need to take note, especially for students coming from foundations or you just finished your SPM or STPM, because once your course is accredited by the Board of Engineering Malaysia, that means after graduate, you can register with the board as a professional engineer, or first you need to be recognized as a graduate engineer. So this is very important so that you can actually work not just in Malaysia, but overseas, because courses that are accredited by the Board of Engineering Malaysia is actually under the Washington Accord. Okay, the other important things about environmental engineering, especially in the Department of Environmental Engineering from the Faculty of Engineering and Green Technology Kampar campus is a double major. We are not just focusing on environmental element, but we also stress on the silver. Okay, why these courses are so beneficial or have the advantage? Because by focusing on these two elements, you can actually help to overcome natural disaster, which is one of the major issue now. Currently, I think you are being aware that Selangor, especially, where have always these water shortage problems. There's always landslide happening in Penang. All this, we need engineer. We need environmental engineers to actually overcome or give them solutions to the community. And because this course is a combination of environmental and civil engineering, it's a very versatile. Okay, because of this versatility, then we can actually kind of have a job security and growth. I still remember when I was an undergraduate student, my professor told me that if an environmental engineers cannot find a job, means that particular countries or the particular areas has no development at all. So this is quite impossible to happen. Whenever there's always a development, there's always job for us, because we are in the two directions, which is on the environmental and also the civil engineering perspective. And we are the first university in Malaysia actually organize or come up with this environmental engineering in the private university. So at the moment, in terms of a public university and also private university, not many universities actually offer these environmental engineering courses. So you can see, because of us, environmental engineering, you have definitely will have a bit of job security. So I will actually talk a little bit more about this job opportunity in the end of my presentation today. Okay, then you always all ask me that, sir, why I need to enroll in environmental engineering, especially in FEGT, Kampar campus. So these are the few things that you need to take note. We have actually a very strong collaborations with the Taiwan University on the student exchange. We just don't limit your studies only in Malaysia, but we also encourage you to go out and actually experience what actually engineering students lifestyle over in Taiwan since 2013. We also have a very strong collaboration with the industry, especially Nestle Technologies, Sdn Bhd, Beam Image Sdn Bhd, and Chemfield. Why we need to work very closely with industry? We always want our course to be relevant and up to date, so that when our students go out, they are actually a market-ready graduate, so that the markets are ready to absorb them and into the workforce. So I can give you an example here. Currently, there's 2 students working with Beam Image Sdn Bhd for their FYP project. That means their final year project. You can see, even before you cross or before you graduate from the university, you already engage or in touch with the industry, so that you can get a feel of what the expectations from the industry or how things are being put into in the industry level. Then Utah was rated as tier 5 for this MQA. Then at this, especially during these pandemic periods, we actually put in a lot of efforts into implementing this web-based learning environment. Then we have actually an undergraduate research scheme. This is a scheme that you can actually enroll even before you step into master level. Okay, you can get a feel of how researchers being conducting their research. Then we also have a very strong internships program with Taiwan and Japan because of our lecturers. Remember just now I mentioned about Prof. Nakayama. She's actually helping to actually expose our students in overseas internship, especially in Japan. And the most important is our program is actually supported by professional bodies like IEM, Institute of Engineering Malaysia, and also TEM, Technologies Association. Malaysia was stressed on the technology aspect. Like I mentioned just now, currently we are very privileged to have IR Simons, who are actually currently the Perak branch chairman for the IEM, with us as a part-time lecturer to assist us to make sure that our teaching, and also he will able to share his experience in the industry with our students. So you can see how we balance out the knowledge, the basic fundamental knowledge in industry, in the engineering context, with the industry players, so that again, we need to make sure that our program are very relevant and up to date, and we want to produce market ready graduate. Okay, next then I will talk a little bit about the program structures. Like what I mentioned earlier, this environmental engineering under the FEGT is actually a combination of environmental and also civil-based courses. So I will highlight some of the courses on the civil-based background and also the environmental background. So for example, in year 1 and year 2, you are mainly doing a lot of fundamental, engineering fundamental courses. For example, fluid mechanics, strength of material, construction material. These are all civil-based subjects. For the environmental, you will be doing environmental chemistry, environmental health and sanitations, and also microbiology. So these are all the environment. You can see how we actually incorporate these two environmental and civil concept into your degree. Then in year 2, you will slightly go a little bit deeper in terms of like soil mechanics, fundamental of surveying, theory of structures. All these are civil based. Then you also learn about environmental. It will be like wastewater treatment, and also the introductions to chemical processes principles. So these are some of the basic fundamental. When you are going into the year 3 and year 4, you are in the design. As I mentioned earlier, we are environmental engineering is a 4-year course, it's a professional course. As an engineers, you need to provide solution. So that's why in year 3, year 4, you are going into in design mode. Okay, for example, structure steel design, reinforced concrete designs, all these are civil based. You can imagine, have you actually questioned yourself that how a house is being built, or you go into a workshop or go into a hall, how these structures is being built? Okay, come and join us, then we will tell you, or we will guide you through how you can actually design a house by your own. Okay, this is way under the steel structure design and also the reinforced concrete design. Then for the environmental part, you'll be having air and noise pollutions, then the environmental impact assessment. So you can actually work with a consultant. There's always a big consultant firm who are actually a consultant for EIA. So before any projects kickstart, EIA report must be submitted to the authority for approval. So this is also part of the job scope of an environmental engineer. Then in your year 3, in the short trimester, you will be doing an internship program for 3 months. We'll be starting on the 1st of October until the 31st of December. And in year 4, you will be having a project, your final year project, like what I mentioned earlier. 2 of our students now working with BIM Image Sdn Bhd for their final year project. Then they also have a capstone project. These capstone projects are actually conducted by our professional engineers. So they will actually bring the problem from the industry for the students to solve. You can imagine now you are in year 4, we are preparing you to join the workforce. So you're actually solving the industry problem. So that is in your capstone project. Then you also have highway and transportation. This is a civil subject. Again, it's like you are using the road every day. Do you know how to design the pavement, or do you know how to design the traffic light? This course will actually tell you or guide you through how you want to design a road pavement and also a traffic light. And I want to stress on this sustainable green technology course here. Sustainable green technologies is really a upcoming trends in the industry. If you are aware, now everyone is talking about green building, green transportations, renewable energies. All these are part of this sustainable green technology course, because as an environment, we want to incorporate what's the environmental aspect into our future development. That's why we are putting our student ahead of others in terms of green transportations, green building, and also green constructions, or even green materials. All these are under the sustainable green technology course. So these are all about the knowledge. But as the department level also, we also always provide students a platform for them to showcase their creativities and also their soft skill, especially in terms of presentation. So that when you join the workforce, you won't just have a tip top in knowledge, but you also are able to communicate with your colleagues. So we have always these internship poster competitions, like our students here. Okay, we always talk about 2D poster, but have you ever imagined a 3D poster? So these students have been very creative. They come up with a 3D poster during this internship poster competitions. So these are, so why we actually organize internship poster competitions, that students, when they come back from the various company that they attach, they can actually share with their friends, and also especially to the juniors, what actually they pick up from the industry, or what is the expectation at the moment by the industry player. We also, like what I mentioned earlier, we always stress on with the working very closely with the industry, because we don't want to have a gap between the industry and the university. So we always bring our students for site visits. So these are some of the example, like we actually visit to the landfill in Sa Hong. Then we also go to the construction site, as we mentioned earlier, is a combination of environmental and civil. So students were able to see how a column is being constructed, or how a reinforcement being banned. All these are in the book, but they can have a feel of it when they join or when they visit the site. So this is the hydraulic dam. We also bring our students to actually look into the hydraulic system or the dam system. Then this is another one, that is Bukit Taga Sanitary Landfill. This is one of the considered most proper landfill that we have in Malaysia. Okay, then don't worry so much, because our facilities are all tip top. You can actually compare with other university, Utah, especially under the Faculty of Engineering and Green Technology. We have a lot of, we have sufficient facilities for the students. We have environmental engineering lab. We have 2 analytical lab. Then we have an engineering workshop for all the silver-based experiment. Then we also just in 2019, we just set up this capstone project. Remember I mentioned earlier, in the final year, in year 4, you need to carry out a project. It's an industry project, so you need a space. So we actually form this capstone project lab. Then the equipment, some of the equipment, especially the ICP-MS, the induced coupled plasma mass spectrometers, is about almost near to 1 million. Then we have high performance liquid chromatography, gas chromatography, carbonization units. All these are based related to wastewater treatment. Then membrane filtration system, triaxial apparatus, and total organic carbon analyzers. There's many more. I'm just highlighting a few of the equipments over here. Then we are very proud with our students, because we always think that students are very creative. They are all very talented. So we always encourage them and provide them the platform to join various competitions. So some of the competitions, like iCompax, is a research-based competition. So students bring their final year projects to tell the publics and to see what is the level of their final project. You can see people are coming back with gold medals, silver medals. Then we also have students very good in esports. This is again the research base. And you can see students also obtaining champions in the biotechnologies competitions. And this is the our top students, Megan. Currently, she's working in Gamuda, and she won the best poster during her final year projects presentation. So this is always the questions from the students. What is the career path? After studying 4 years in environmental engineering, where can I go? Where can I park myself? Okay, so these are a few companies like Sunway Constructions. I'm coming from Sunway Constructions. I did my first career with Sunway before, so they are very big conglomerate companies. Then we have TechChem Waters. Okay, these are companies that is mainly on wastewater treatment. Then IJM, because we are also a civil-based course, so you can actually work with IJM. SP Satir, I think this is a very well-known developer. They do hire environmental engineering. ERM is one of the big companies in EIA, Environmental Impact Assessment Consultant. They are an Australia-based company. Then DACO, this is one of the companies who's very supportive to our program. They always hire our intern and also our students. I think currently we have 3 students working with DACO. Then Weihe Holding is, we have 1 alumni working now in Singapore, is a contractor. Then EVTech Water also is one of our very supportive company. Then Wohab, also a construction company in Singapore. Currently, we have 2 alumni working there. Then Top Glove, I think everybody know Top Glove now. So recently, I think in October, they just hire one of our interns for Top Glove. Then, like as I mentioned, I think we have few students working with Gamuda. Gamuda is a very big company. They have wastewater treatment, they have constructions. They are mainly in the LRT project. So the Megan mentions our alumni. Megan is currently working with Gamuda for the LRT project. Okay, so this is the salary range. This I does not create by myself. I actually get it from the job street. So you can see the entry level for our site engineers, you're probably in the range of 3.5K. Then even an environmental officer based in Sarawak is already 3K. So you can actually work with the government also, the Suruhanjaya Perkhidmatan Air Negara, which is 3.5. Then site engineer in Singapore, entry will be about 3. Then now K Glove, glove industry needs a lot of engineer because they have their own wastewater treatment plant. So they need engineers to monitor their wastewater treatment plant system. So even you see in the Negeri Sembilan is already 3.5K. So worry not, because of the versatility that we focus on the environmental and also the civil aspect. So you can actually work in both industry. So if you have any financial problems, don't worry. UTAR always here to help you. We have a lot of scholarship and financial aids, internal and also external. So these are the few scholarship available for the students. So always do log into our website, the UTAR website, des.utah.edu.my. Then you can get more updated financial aid. So not to worry about financial problems. UTAR here will always try to assist you in that matter. And with that, most important is if you have any questions or any doubt or any queries about the program, especially in environmental engineering, do drop me an email at khleong@utah.edu.my, or you can actually contact our divisions of program promotions at the email inquiry@utah.edu.my. So with that, thank you very much, and we hope to see you, and the departments will always welcome you to join us in our big EV family. With that, thank you very much.